Jay Electronica is the only reason why I did not put my pen down. I was this close. I was this close. But every time I would listen to Act One or
This is a Chucky Beat
Exhibit C, which
production.
I did a freestyle over Exhibit C because I loved it that much. But every time I listen to Jay, I was like, this is that guy. He don't give me over the top, beat you down bars and metaphors, but the way his delivery, it's something about Jay Lett, man.
And here we are. This is But Peep This podcast.
People. This is a very, very special episode.
Different from what we normally do, because as you see, we do not just have one guest. We don't just have two guests. We have three guests. And not only do we have three guests, well, Lional, do you want to say what's special about these three guests?
Yeah, of course. Hillary, J.E.'s, and you want your government name or what we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing?
You can go by my nickname.
Okay, so
It'll make it
Hillary,
easier.
J.E.'s, and Cool, and me all have one thing in common. We all from the same place, same county. It's the 53rd county in Alabama, also known as
53 PC.
So,
The fact that y'all all just said that is just disgusting to me. But
Listen,
however,
Mr. Jacksonville.
Sean ain't never
no,
had
Louisiana
this
above
conversation
anything
on
and
the show.
shit. I mean, I love Jacksonville more than I love Louisiana, to be fair.
Sean
Let's make
ain't
that
never
very
had
clear.
Arab chicken, and it shows.
Arab shit.
Hey, everybody
Son never
says
ate Hunt's brother pizza.
No, that's not true.
crispy crunchy.
No, that's not true.
Oh, man.
That's not true. Don't you dare try to take that from me. Don't you dare try to take that from me. Hold on now.
Yeah.
Now we gotta do this again. Because I need to ask before we do the introductions. Lionel, when did you get a Kentucky hat?
I got this hat to match my blue Nike Air Force Ones.
And can you show everybody the blue Nike Air Force?
Why I
Ones?
gotta show you my shoes? Because I can't just have, you can't trust the fact that I got a pair of
It has nothing to do with it has nothing to do with trust, old man. It has to do with the fact that I want you to make sure that you use that Powerball money that you got to be able to buy your shoes.
Oh. What are we
I'm
missing
tripping
here?
on the fact that he said the entire name. He was like my Nike Air Force.
Air Force Ones, yeah. But for real though, y'all, those shoes are fire. I ain't gonna lie to you. Those shoes are absolutely
I like
fire. Those
them.
are the good shoes. I'm
But
still a
dang, that's
little
a big
iffy on the
size.
Kentucky hat, but it is what it
Now,
is.
Sean, I know you got a pair of New Balances on right now.
I'm
That's
actually
all good.
barefoot currently.
But
And if you want to go
Whatever.
earlier today, I wore Vans because that's what I wear. every
The
day.
flattest shoe in America. And
I'm
you
a
didn't have
flat
a
feet
skateboard.
motherfucker. Goddamn. I mean, what I'm flat footed. What the
I
fuck you
swear, y'all,
want?
I outweigh Sean by probably 200 pounds.
You outweigh me by about 200 pounds?
And my 40 time is probably faster than Sean's.
Okay. All right. Now hold on.
Oh.
Hold on. Before we're not even, we're going to get that in a minute. Because, hold on. Because you might be able to run the 40 and walk after and not throw up. But I'll run it faster than you, but I'll just be throwing up at the corner. That's the only difference.
So
But I'll
Sean,
still
you
run
saying-
it faster. I'll
you
run
saying
it and
you can
pass
beat 'em?
out. You'll have more in the tank. I won't.
So you saying you can beat them hands down, no problem.
Yeah.
Do we need to do an RL?
You can. I'll be ready. I'll be
Sean,
ready.
Sean coming up here in October. So, like,
Ain't nobody about to be racing in the snow.
I mean,
Yeah. It's fall.
Rain, sleet, snow, or hail. I'm the U.S. Postal Service, baby. Let's go. I'm ready.
so we'll get our mail 3 days late. You feel me?
Listen. All right. All right. So with that being
Anyway.
said, let's get through these introductions. We'll go with
Anyway.
people. Get
For
away.
those of you, am I introducing or you introducing?
I can introduce the older guest. You can introduce the Mr.
Yeah,
New guy.
do
over
that.
there.
Go ahead.
That way you can have your opportunity. So, as we have had these previous guests, but if you have not seen our previous shows, two of the more favorite guests that we've had that are very close to our heart. Number one, because ladies first, we're gonna start with Miss Hillary Harris. Again, if
Why
you
you still a whole
recognize,
name, sir? Don't.
well, it's on the
You didn't say
report,
Renee.
It's
so
right there.
it's like right underneath.
It's right there.
So it's there. So I'm not saying anything people don't know. All right. And y'all gonna talk about the Harris family about 300,000 times on this podcast. So we might as well just let them all know. Because again, if you couldn't tell with the face shape, Lionel and Hillary are related. The whole family has that same face shape, and I'm not apologizing.
And
It
did
just
you know?
is what it
We're
is.
gonna
You know.
stick to that to the
I
day
do
you
know.
die.
Did you know that we can all see?
That you can all
Lionel
see.
can.
Well, now Lionel can, because with the thick ass glasses he's got on, now he can actually see. But apparently that was a problem before. Now, Lionel, I do want to say I like the glasses. However, if you look down, you look like you're looking at Powerball numbers. Can we please give the people a demonstration?
Fuck off.
And then, of course, the man himself, who a lot of people have told me, which I mean, I don't want to say the second most attractive person on this podcast because
that's me.
You know that the number one that would be me at the top. You know, as the person with the most game over here. But we're not gonna get into that conversation today. However,
dude, I got one more game.
it don't matter. It don't matter. But anyway, I've got numerous accounts of the man is not only very attractive.
Your introductions, and we coming back to that.
That man is very attractive and was a fantastic guest, Mr. J.E.'s himself, DJE's himself. Welcome back, Hillary and J.E.'s. We are happy to have y'all.
Glad to be here.
This is gonna be a fun episode.
This new guy down here at the bottom
who can't show up on time.
Can't show up on time.
Now we're gonna blame the kids. We're gonna blame the kids. We're gonna blame the kids.
We'll blame the
However,
kids.
you're gonna take that fall.
But
That's fair.
Mr. Soto and I go way back.
Oh God.
Way back.
Too far back.
Way back, bro.
Please stop saying way back, because now I feel like I want to do the electric slide. Just
way back. I thought a 92.9 just then.
Back in the day.
Truly. Joe, being cool, man, we pretty much grew up together. We went to school together, all that stuff, all the shenanigans. Yeah. Cool soul, everybody. Now, Sean, pick up your mic. So this is the part of the show, y'all, where we do the disclaimer. So just bear with us for a second. Ladies and gentlemen,
Your school
principal warned y'all at first that Hillary is well read, J.E.'s is well read, Kusoto, goddamn, is well read. These guys also can talk and research. So, Sean, help me out here. How do we warn the people?
Y'all know we don't bring scrubs on here. Y'all know that anybody we bring on here can hold their own with us. So if you go come at these people, because you might be more inclined to understand that we have strength in numbers, number one. But number two, they don't need all of us. They can all stand on their own. Don't fuck with these people.
And number three, just so you know, if you find yourself arguing with J.E. and he disagree with you 3 comments in a row, your duck ass about to get blocked.
We're gonna talk about Mr. Cold-Blooded Killer down there because
block, bam, block. You got a meme, bro.
Koo shared some shit recently, like in the past hour, and we need to talk about that because that was one of the most cold-blooded killer ass shit I've ever seen in my life. But we're gonna get there momentarily.
Right. So,
however, let's do something different, Lionel. Let me do the dad joke.
Now, Sean, we had said
that
that you was banned.
I love that phrase.
It don't matter. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and take it this week. All right, so let's see what we got here. So, what's the best thing about Switzerland?
What's the best thing about Switzerland?
Switzerland. What's
What?
the best thing about Switzerland?
Why the interest in Switzerland?
What? Why the interest in
Yeah.
Switzerland? Answer the fucking question.
I don't know. What's the punchline? What's the punchline?
I don't know. I felt like it was gonna lead into something I wasn't ready for. But
Here's
now
the
that I
thing.
know it's an innocent question.
Here's the thing, though. I don't know either, but their flag is a huge plus.
See, this is why. This right here.
No. You see the faces? You see, that's how you know you got a good dad joke. When everybody sits there and looks at you and goes, "Damn," that's how you know you got a good dad joke. So cool. As we bring on new people onto this podcast, there is a tradition, as these other two have gone through as well. You have to give us one food opinion, unpopular food opinion, and one unpopular music opinion. Now, keep in mind, we don't have all night, so you do have to do this on time. However, if you could go ahead and give those to us now, that would be fantastic.
Sean on your tonight.
Huh?
He on my ass, man. Unpopular
Hey, look,
food
I'm
opinion.
so proud of him because he learned how to throw shade. Like, so proud of him.
Listen,
And you just gonna practice on me? Just gonna practice on me?
correct.
Okay. But anyway, unpopular food opinion. Probably pineapple on pizza. It's a common one, but I like it. I don't care what nobody say. It's delicious. Unpopular music opinion, and I already know Lionel is gonna scrunch his face up when I say it, but Hobson over the Tyler Creator.
Put him in the waiting room. Put him in the waiting room. Are you kidding me?
Can't do it, Sean.
What?
You gotta do it. You gotta do it, bro.
Oh man.
You was out.
You for real?
It
Like,
ain't just me.
For real.
Hold on. Wait. Okay. Are we talking like back in the day?
When
Are we
that- when it
talking
was-
like you
when it
take
was first a
everything
thing-
together?
All right, pause. We talking about when it was first Tyler Creator
Oh,
versus
okay.
the Hobbs. Yeah.
Because I
when
thought
it
you
was-
were talking about like an overall impact.
Overall,
Yeah, because
no.
I'm about to say
No.
I might
No.
just tell you to stop making music after that one. 'Cause you don't need to have a microphone.
No,
I'd
overall,
give B.O.B. a microphone before I give you one after you said that.
Wow.
All right, that's
Earth
just
is
yeah.
flat.
Okay, wait. So I'm sorry. I gotta get clarity. So are you talking about like in the genre of like horrorcore, like how Tyler Creator first came out?
I'm talking in terms of, for me, relatableness. I didn't really relate to Tyler the Creator when he first came out because it was different. It was grunge. It was kind of monotone. It was slower. And Hobson was the, you know what I'm saying? It was the traditional thing. So I'm like, okay, this gears more towards my ears. And then as time went on, it began to rotate, to shift.
So let me ask you this, but knowing the progression, and we can say progression, knowing the progression of Tyler, can you listen back to Goblin or Bastard and appreciate it?
I definitely can. Because I can honestly say, when it first came out, I did not get it.
Bro,
I
I
did
was
not
begging
get
this nigga, please.
Do we still feel the same way now though?
Bro,
that early
I tell him to eat
Hobson
a dick quicker than
No.
was better than early Tyler? Like, is that the unpopular opinion? Because that's why I said put you in a waiting room. But if you walk around with that opinion, we haven't had that conversation.
That's an unpopular opinion that I held for a long time.
What about one you
Okay.
have now? What about
An
one you have
unpopular
now?
opinion.
I want one
have
you
now.
have now. I don't want to know what you thought in middle
he
school.
I got you. I did. This is
I need
probably
one
gonna
now.
Give him 5 years. I feel like Jack Harlow is going to surpass Drake.
If he could be putting out stuff like First Class, that ain't gonna cut it.
And give him time. I've heard some stuff, man. I've been watching. I like that guy.
I'm not gonna lie. Because I listen to Jack Harlow because he's listenable. But you got to understand that I'm old as hell and I don't want to age myself. I remember when Drake first came out musically.
Yeah.
And from what was it, 07?
08.
Yeah.
To now?
08, yeah.
07, okay. Nah. Sorry.
I mean,
So,
and you
but-
know what?
But
You
it
know
was a
what?
different
We were-
time.
we were introduced to Drake during the mixtape era, and he had one of those dope mixtapes. And what would give your argument some credence is Jack Harlow is signed by one of the classic mixtape DJs and DJ Drummer.
That's true.
So if they just wanted to do something, Drummer will hook him up a mixtape. Matter of fact, have him do a mixtape, 2 mixtapes a summer. Just like really push him out there. Otherwise, 5 years catching up with Drake. Drake just broke a new record, if I'm not mistaken.
Drake broke records when he was introduced. That man got a Grammy off a mixtape. Like,
that's
so
crazy. That's still crazy.
So let me give my thing here, because first off, I'm limited on the amount of Drake hate I could give per day, due to my boyfriend. Shout out Deontay. Not liking the amount that I talk shit about Drake, because if you know me, it's a lot. Now, with that being said,
hate on the man a lot.
I truly do. For the record, I like the last album. For the record, more songs that I've saved off any Drake album. So
it was so good.
It truly was. It really was. But we could get into that later.
It's what he had to do.
Drake has, and y'all might get my head cut off, but Drake has classic songs in his inventory.
He does, and that's the only difference. Because the time that Drake came out, a lot of us were still like real young.
Yeah.
And streaming wasn't as much of a thing. You had to sell physical CDs and albums and stuff.
Now off of
like
Drake is the last of that school.
He is. Yeah. He absolutely is. And now what I will say is this. Even with how much I hate on Drake, I think that's pushing it a little bit. But where I will agree with you in a little bit, I think Jack Harlow has that ability to be able to connect with people in the same way that Drake does now. And what I mean by that, so the Glamorous song or First Class was absolute trash. But you know what wasn't? The way he used that sample. That was good. That was creative. Here's the thing. Who else do we know that does shit like that and that was doing stuff like that in the beginning? Drake. So I kind of understand where you're at. I don't think Jack Harlow was talented enough, because as much heat as I give on Drake, one of the biggest reasons I give heat on people like Drake and Nicki and all them is because they are so talented.
I give you that.
With Jack Harlow, I need to see more. I need to see. It's like Nardo Wick right now. When people ask me about Nardo Wick, and same thing with Polo G. So it's funny you said that, because that was what his street team was doing. So Nardo Wick's from Jacksonville. So his street team was real big in Jacksonville. Now he has a lot. He's worked with Future at this point. He's worked with a lot of different people. He had that song. Who Wants Smoke? That's his song. I couldn't think of it. I'm like, anyway. But Nardo, he put out, I thought his album was good. If y'all haven't listened to the album, I suggest you go and listen to the album. I thought it was pretty decent.
He's also on Khaled's new album. The track list came out today. The only one that really caught my attention, I did see Nardo, but the track list, the only one that really caught my attention is number 2 is Wayne and Jay is on it. I'm not the Wayne fan that I was from 2006 to maybe 2010. But I don't think Wayne would let Jay be on the track and not try to give us some of his.
He won't.
I agree. Because if he does that, he's really gonna put himself back like in the legacy conversation. And that is something that means something to him. We've seen that in the past.
Yeah.
I want to know how Khaled keep getting these J features like it's nothing. Nobody has been able to do that. And he's got it now for like his last 3 or 4 albums.
Yeah.
I feel like Khaled is one of those people that he helps newer artists out so much when he sees that the direction they're going in. When about the time they get to their peak or their top, he can call in those favors, no problem. Because it's like he probably gave him a bunch of beats. He probably gave him a bunch of connections.
I think the DJ Khaled that we see outwardly is different from the DJ Khaled in the industry.
Yeah.
And I think that's clear based on how many people he works with and who he works with.
Yeah, and he's been around.
Yeah.
I think people forget how long he's been around.
He's been around for a long time.
A really long time.
Been around for a long
I don't know where.
DJ Khaled did make the same song twice.
I would say
wait, hold
What song is that?
I'm So Hood and what's the
Welcome to My Hood.
Welcome to My Hood.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
I already know.
Twice.
It was right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
You know what? To be honest, this is something I was just I do random research because I have Wikipedia as a tab on my internet. Okay. The reason that DJ Khaled has such longevity is because he makes sure he stays relevant. Like one of the best producers, like in the late 90s, early 2000s. I know J.O. agrees with me. One of the best producers was Scott Storch. You remember that era?
It was.
So Scott Storch just kind of like faded into oblivion, and he was on like if it was 10 songs on the top 10 Billboard, he produced 6 of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So DJ Khaled makes sure he stays relevant, and that's very important as well.
And I think also on this album, Drake has the first song, and there's a Jadakiss song by itself. That one I'm really interested. Jada on a Khaled beat. I want to hear what that's going to be.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, on the features I hear with Jadakiss, especially more now, Jadakiss still has it. Jadakiss, he did a song called Black Illuminati with Freddie Gibbs. Yeah, he snapped on that song.
But look, if anybody had any doubt, that verses there've been a lot of great verses, a lot of them. And even for the people who didn't know the Lots or Dipset catalog like that, what Jada stood on the front of that stage and did, nah, man. No. I remember Tyler Creator was talking about it, and Tyler talked about it in his own way, which made some people uncomfortable, which they shouldn't have been. He was like, yo, that shit made me hard. You know, he was like, and the reason he said it was Jada has been around so long, and the way he performed on that stage made it seem like he was still hungry. He was like, that's what I want. He was like, I don't want to get around to Jada age, and I don't want it like that.
Jadakiss, listen, Jadakiss, I hear him on a song now. First off, if I see him on a song, I tune in. Second, it makes me want to go back and listen to like everything he has, because Jadakiss,
you're right.
Again, the last song that I heard by him that I heard recently was the Black Illuminati song with Freddie Gibbs. Which, by the way, if y'all ain't listening to Freddie Gibbs, I need y'all to get on that, because Freddie Gibbs is don't be shaking your head, Hillary. Don't be shaking your head over there.
A lot of people don't like Freddie Gibbs because of the back and forth he's had with academics and so on and so forth.
Okay, that shit was hilarious though.
Yeah. But what I was going to bring up, since we're on the topic of music, did anyone else hear that game?
Huh?
Did anyone else hear that game this to Eminem?
No.
No, I haven't listened to the album yet. I don't know if
From what I heard, it's more of a homage than it is an actual diss.
Yeah.
And the thing about Game is, if Game's antics on social media wasn't so weird and his interviews wasn't so weird, his albums hit every single time.
Absolutely.
Every
single time. I haven't got a chance to really sit down and dissect this one yet, because I've been just working on some other stuff too. But the reason why I'm not rushing to it is because I know when I get to it, it's gonna be prime. I know it's gonna be prime.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be good. I don't know. And you know what's funny to me, and something that made me laugh. One of the first things I saw about the Game's new album is the first thing I saw. People were like, "Oh, the Game's putting out like a 31 track album." Mm-hmm. Y'all remember when that shit used to be kind of like regular?
I remember
when 31 tracks used to be. Now it's like, oh my God, 31 tracks. Like, I gotta clear my schedule for this. Like,
my favorite Kanye album, Late Registration, got 24 joints on it.
Yeah,
and
Late Registration
just ride through. Ride through
all the way through.
I was just a little bit of respect for Kanye on Late Registration, because how you gonna let Paul Wall dog you on your own?
But you know what?
Paul Wall has never been given the credit. You know what?
Though?
Unpopular opinion. Paul Wall's never been given the credit he deserves.
Never.
Okay. You know what?
Never.
I didn't know I had an ally on that.
Never. Never. No.
Either
Paul Wall.
Yeah,
You know
Paul
what?
Wall.
Because you know what?
Never got
because
credit
I'm telling
either.
you, when Texas had that run between
They were taking
05
over.
between 05 to like 2010,
Yep.
the top ones at the time, you knew Paul Wall, but the ones that you knew could rhyme was Chameleon and Slim Thug. Those are the ones that you knew could rhyme. Paul Wall always played his part. But when I heard Paul Wall on that joint that Toby had about 2 years ago,
I know, yeah.
I was like, yo, why ain't we giving Paul this respect?
Paul Wall, listen,
He
Paul
deserves
Wall.
it.
I understand Slim Thug is like kind of like the ideal, like when it comes to like that Texas sound. But if you really look at it, and you really look at the history of Texas when it comes to that scene, Paul Wall carried that shit on his back.
Yeah.
Paul Wall 110% carried that shit on his back.
Paul Wall saved that Mike Jones run that he was having.
Yes, because Mike Jones. We don't need to talk about Mike Jones.
Mike Jones made the same song.
I ain't gonna lie though. I'm old enough to remember getting a Mike Jones mixtape that was only screwed and chopped. So when I first heard his actual voice, I was like, "Who the fuck is this?" Yo, I only had the screwed and chopped version.
And
that shit, yo.
And it's crazy that Texas really popularized the whole chopped and screwed thing because people were chopping and screwing everything. T-Pain chopped and screwed, like.
And what's crazy is chopped and screwed still around because Brent Faiyaz for his "Fuck the World" album, he chopped and screwed that shit. Yeah. And "Clouded" is one of my favorite songs right now. Like the chopped and screwed "Clouded," phenomenal. Huh?
The new generation tried to take chopped and screwed like that. Bro, chill.
That was I was like, wait a minute. No, y'all gotta give Texas that credit. I don't want to give Texas a lot of credit for a lot of shit, but you gotta give Texas that credit. That slowly reverb my ass. That chopped and screwed. Chill out.
And while we here, and we don't got to stay hit his own, give Bun B his credit as an MC.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I don't know why we don't talk about Bun B.
Bun B
no idea.
They do Bun B that way because I'm sorry in advance. Don't write me a letter. They do Bun B that way because Pimp C died. So they're just like, oh, he was just a great, like it was them together. Like it was both of them. Yeah. They play off each other. Like Pimp C was the gangster with the ring and the fur. You know?
And then also the other thing with that is that the gangster fur thing, that was a big thing during that time. So Pimp C stood out a lot more than Bun B's because Bun B right now, if Bun B came out right now, he'd be fucking huge.
It's the same problem with Outkast. They're like, oh my God, the is so lyrical and elevated. But you know, Big Boy got them flows too now. Like
Big Boy.
It was them together. Like
I think we reached a point on this podcast. One of the But Peep This accepted things is that if you're gonna put Andre 3000 in your top 10, you have to put Big Boy in your top 10.
Absolutely.
Like you can't separate them too far.
I think
the same as the UGK.
I think it's the same. If you're gonna put Andre 3000, you need to just say Outkast.
Outkast is that as a group or
because
not at all?
I think what a lot of people don't realize is that when Andre 3000 stood on his own, he had the lyrical ability, but unpopular opinion, that musical ability was not always there.
I ain't gonna go that far.
Wait. I'm not sure. I think Andre might be in his own head with that about his own solo album too, though. I think Andre may be internalizing that opinion specifically.
And I think
because Big Boy give you a solo album without a problem.
No problem.
Is Andre, from what I've heard over the years, Andre has an album that he just won't put out.
Yeah.
So, because he just keep overthinking it.
Yeah.
It's much like the Chronic. The Chronic is an album that's done. Drake just won't put it out.
Yep. Because they wanted the nostalgia been building up for so long. They just feel it in their soul. The fans gonna find something to not like about it.
Well, that was like Jay Electronica's album. I mean, we waited for that shit for goddamn ever. And he puts it out.
Jay Electronica is the only reason why I did not put my pen down. I was this close. I was this close. But every time I would listen to Act One or Exhibit
Exhibit
C,
C.
Exhibit C.
in which I did a
Exhibit C.
freestyle over Exhibit C because I loved it that much.
Yeah, Exhibit
But
C is dope.
every time I listen to Jay, I was like, this is that guy. He don't give me over the top, beat you down bars and metaphors, but the way his delivery, it's something about Jay Let, man.
He
Just
was
something about
Yeah.
he was
His
MF
energy.
he was MF Doom without the sensationalism.
him.
Yeah.
He was MF Doom without the
Ooh.
sensationalism.
This brings me to this. JE's, I mean, at this point, you just setting yourself up, big dog.
All right, is this gonna be the first Peep This freestyle? Are you trying to put
I mean,
hands on the spot?
Wait. I'm lost. I'm lost. For what?
For three things.
Oh damn, I'm sorry, Jay.
For the three things. Okay.
So three things.
For the album release, we need 32 bars from you. And we need you to bring the Hip Hop Listening Club back.
Oh yeah.
Hip Hop Listen Club got to come back. I'm with you on that. 32 bars.
You ain't got to do it live on the podcast, but you got to record it and we got to post it. It's an exclusive. We need that
I
exclusive.
get to you on that. As far as the album,
With the
I have
CD grades, you too.
Hey man, I got you.
as far as the album, I have an opinion that a lot of people have been sharing lately. So this isn't a unique idea. It's unfortunate that nobody cares about the albums anymore. So
They really don't.
So my rollout is really just gonna be singles. Like I got it's gonna be singles mixed in with freestyles over stuff. Because if I did an album, my album would be themed almost like Wolf was themed, or
Okay.
like I love the way Tyler Creator's Wolf is themed. It
Phenomenal.
would be something of that nature, where if I'm starting with track 1, it's gonna relate to all the way down to track 5, and track 5 is gonna begin a new wrinkle that's gonna relate down to track 10. And if I put in that much of labor into an album like that, I'm getting away from feeling the way that I am about my music when I put it out. But if I put it out like that and I don't get back what I put out, man, I probably like move into the woods or something. And
No.
I don't know.
You know, and it's
It's
so wild. One thing he mentioned is that nobody cares about the albums anymore. And it's because if there's no drama surrounded by that album, nobody's gonna want to hear it.
That's it.
Megan Thee Stallion just dropped the album, even though it's probably get off her label. Nobody really said anything about it. Nobody really cared about it.
That's true. And I've listened to it and I thought it was good.
Bro, and
that's
that's
right.
right. Kendrick album.
Huh?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
But see, Cardi was starting that right after her first album. I think she was telling people, it's like, I would do an album, it's just nobody care about it. That's why she just been doing singles and features. And
that's where all the money here, really.
That's it.
And the unfortunate thing is that I have gained more of an appreciation for albums over the course of years. Honestly, I enjoy an album a hell of a lot more than a single. I skip almost all the singles and I just go straight for the albums.
Yeah, because you get tired of hearing this thing.
Which sucks because I really want, like, there are people I really want albums from that I don't know if I'm gonna get anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get another Jay Lett album. I want one, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna get it.
I think it could go one of two ways, because I think now that he got, that burden off of his back, he could put out another album and it could just be its own thing. And I think he could do that just fine. However, I think the hype was too high for it. And like I said, from when it came out, there was nothing he could have made that was going to match that hype.
You're right.
But the album was still good.
Even having Jay-Z on every song.
The album was still good.
It was still good.
I'm a little lost. I want to know what y'all mean by like, do you want your albums to have like the same general theme in all of the songs, or do you just want a cohesive body of work? Because I'm used to like the 1967 albums. You remember when the Isley Brothers put out an album, and then it was like 4 songs, and all on was 37 minutes long. Like those are the type of because how I listen to music is that that's like for example, okay, Prince just put an album out, so I listen to number 1. Do I like it? It's okay. So then I'll move on to number 2, and then I'll be stuck on number 2 for 3 months. And then I go, okay, let's listen to number 3. Like that's how long it takes for me to listen to an album.
But see, I'm with you. I'm with you on the song that used to go 14 minutes. Like I'm with you on that because I got to join Strangeland. In Strangeland, there's a part of Strangeland that I lay out completely because I love what the producer did, and I still want an extended version of that to let people see just everything that he did because there's a lot of stuff underneath that he did that you can't hear. Then I got other stuff that I'm working on with that. But with albums, Beyonce's Renaissance, the way it's built, from track to track. Wow, I'm still on Renaissance.
And people don't.
I mean, you talked about that shit nonstop for like 5 days straight, and every time I went on Facebook, first thing, and not only did you talk about Renaissance, you talked about what is it, plastic on the sofa for like 4 days straight.
My shit.
4 days straight.
That is
yo, 4 days straight, plastic on the sofa.
I already set up a date. Me and Keisha got a staycation next weekend just for that song because I want to see if I can create what I had in my mind with
what that song looks like.
Oh man.
And it's so people don't realize how genius Drake and Beyonce are moving to this house thing because they're at a point in their career where they're like, we've done everything else in this general realm. We've got to branch out and make them not like us again so that they get it later.
But you know what's crazy? What's mind blowing is this is just Act 1. There's 2 more albums to come. Like she ain't even done yet. And if what she did with Ronald Isley is any indication of what one of the acts is going to be, we're going to get an R&B Beyonce that's really going to mess some stuff up.
Yeah, like, I'm talking about
man,
straight vocals, probably limited instruments.
Because what was the joint that they didn't remake it? It was just a rendition.
Yeah, like it's not a remake. Like it's like she spliced her voice into the original recording.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's "Don't Say Goodnight." If I'm not mistaken.
That's it.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, because I love some Isley Brothers.
Hold up, I gotta get it right.
I think that's what it is.
Isley Brothers just put out either a song or an album on this past week.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I feel like it's disingenuous for them to call themselves the Isley Brothers. It's the Isley Brother.
Make me say it again. Make me say it again. Yeah. Oh yeah. That is worth the listen.
Everybody on this call guilty of this. When Jay posts a song, you like, man, let me go listen to this.
Let me go listen to this shit too. See what it sound like.
Let me go listen to this shit.
Man, he emailed, like he just randomly messaged me one day on Messenger. He was like, hey, I got this track. What's your email? I sent it so quick. I was like, whoa, what?
I was in.
I appreciate that.
I was in Albany. I had like 1,000 things on my plate. Jay's like, hey, yo, I got some track. Hey, hold up, everybody, shut the fuck up. Bad. In that shit.
But on that, I talked to the engineer again today. So what I like about this engineer, and we probably shouldn't work together again though. And it's nothing bad, but we are chasing perfection that can't be achieved. And that's what's taking all of this way too long.
That's music though. I think people have got caught up in the rap scene where people are putting out tracks back to back to back to back. But it's like, it was times, I remember waiting 3-4 years for somebody to come out with an album and they dropped a mixtape.
Oh yeah. Definitely that.
Still waiting on the Schoolboy Q album to follow up Crash.
Good luck.
Wait a minute. Okay. Unpopular opinion. I was let down by Oxymoron.
Really?
By who?
By Schoolboy Q's Oxymoron. I was let down by it.
Put him in the waiting room.
Uh-oh.
Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
The doctor was in. He
I
ain't got to go
don't-
to the waiting room. The doctor will be with him momentarily.
So,
I
wait,
don't
so
A
look.
very valid opinion.
but here's my thing with that. If you had said that as if like, because keep in mind the only two things that we have from Schoolboy Q during that time were habits and contradictions, or setbacks and habits and contradictions.
Mm-hmm.
So now, while I have listened to more songs off of both of those than I have off of Oxymoron,
Mm-hmm.
Oxymoron was a much better crafted story. Oxymoron almost comes across as an autobiography
I'll put it
of
like this.
Quincy.
On
And
Oxymoron, my favorite joint on there is called The Purge.
Purge
And
fantastic.
on The Purge, Tyler
Bodies
is
hit the
perfect on the
floor.
hook.
Yeah.
I wanted Tyler on a verse, but, and this is no disrespect to the legend, I have to call him a legend because he's a West Coast legend. Corrupt can't have a better verse than you on a joint like that.
I agree.
Yeah.
And Corrupt snapped on that. And
You cannot
Corrupt,
get house on your own song.
yeah, Corrupt.
I mean,
Period.
And especially if
any-
you're Schoolboy Q, because most of the time
And that's what
Schoolboy
I'm saying.
Q kills other people.
and that's what I'm saying.
But, and the
And
crazy
then
part
I feel like go ahead, I'm sorry.
oh, you can. But I was
I
about to say,
feel like a lot of the times Schoolboy Q is overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm trying to see how to put this correctly. He has a lot of pressure because of how they built up Kendrick, and they are label mates.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I feel like with Oxymoron, his mixtapes might have been better. His extended plays might have been better. But he had a lot of pressure and he kind of folded. Because he was like, oh, I can't beat this autobiography. I can't beat Good Kid, Mad City. So I'm just, I guess, this his album felt like, I guess, I don't know.
He's on.
And then he put out Blank Face, and everybody went, "Oh yeah, that's yeah."
Okay.
Why do you
I don't know what y'all opinion on Blank Face is, but Blank Face LP is the best thing he's made. 100%. Blank Face LP.
He's on Anderson .Paak's Malibu album.
Oh, I love
He's
that
on
fucking
a-
album.
Yeah. Oh, it's yo.
Damn,
Okay. So the albums that's still in rotation for me that I don't skip like that is Channel Orange, Scissors Control, Anderson .Paak's Malibu. I don't mess with them when I
if
put
you
them.
make that face again to Scissors Control, I'm gonna put you in the waiting room.
What? You did what?
I like Scissors Control.
What?
You like
I like it. But Lionel, you don't like it? I don't
You
think
like
Lionel
Scissors?
listens.
It is
Oh,
literally
no.
my number 2 album of all time.
It is.
Uh,
I don't understand.
Truly.
I don't understand why I waited so long to get into it. I waited way too long to get into it, and I don't get how it's so perfect. I don't understand it.
And Kalani has one too where she got real personal. I can't remember what it was called, but it was this song she made to her mom. Beautiful.
Oh yeah. Oh, the song Drew Barrymore I thought was dope, and I thought the way that she told the story is that it wasn't so much about Drew Barrymore herself, but the character that she
The idea of
always seen, that she seen to play in the movie. I was like, yo,
it was
SZA,
a
I don't
beautifully
understand why it
written
took it so
album.
long.
Beautifully
There-
written album.
That's it.
I mean, just
That's it.
Pretty
That's
Little
it.
Birds and Say It Like That, and
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
the
sorry, I
Weekend
hate
is
to
one
talk-
of the most wildest concepts I've ever heard of a song. in
It
my
is.
life.
Oh my God.
When I listened to it, I was like, yo.
Yo.
Lionel.
When she
Broken
said,
Clocks.
"You
Put
can
it
be
on.
nice,"
I've
Put it on
recently
after
gained
this.
more appreciation for Broken Clocks, like in the past
Yes.
year.
Yes.
But Broken Clocks is phenomenal.
Yo, I'm putting it on.
Hold
after
on, I'm
this.
sorry. I'm
I'm putting
so
it on
sorry.
after
Do you see his face? He needs to go in the waiting
Lionel,
room.
I gotta ask him a question.
So
Lionel,
disrespectful.
what is the last
Ain't no
R&B
way.
album that you listened to?
Last R&B album that I
Yes.
Mhm.
Ooh, that's a good question.
This is part of the problem.
Damn.
I hate to say it, it's part of the
Because
problem.
there's been a lot of R&B.
A lot of shit.
Because y'all not seeing his, I'm over here cracking because y'all don't see his face.
Oh no, I'm intentionally not looking, but I already know what face it is. Because so shout out to other But Peep This episodes. When we did our top list of albums, SZA's Control is my number one. Or no, I think it's Money Store, then SZA's Control.
See what I tell you about. See, you about to go to the waiting room.
What I'll do.
You still haven't told me what was the last R&B album you listened to.
Ro James, El Dorado.
Lionel.
Ro James?
Now, listen, Ro James sent me he sent me a song by Ro James. That song was not bad.
I ain't saying he's a bad artist,
That's all
but I'm
bad.
saying, you know, okay,
Oh my God,
to
Lionel, are you
transition,
I'm just glad you didn't say share my word about Mary J. Blige. I'm just so thankful.
I just want to say this, Lionel. I'll even go as far to say that the R&B singers we've been getting, when that class of SZA, Kalani, Queen Naija, all of them, they've been killing it, bro.
Okay, what about Ari? Do you listen to Ari?
Summer Walker, all of them.
Love
Ari
Ari.
is so
Love Ari.
good.
Love
So
Ari.
good.
I've been listening to Ari since the first album she put out. I love Ari.
Pressure is one of the best songs I've heard in like a few years.
Pressure really.
And it's
the
only thing that I think messed Pressure up, and it shouldn't have messed it up, was Chloe put out her first single around the same time. I think it was like the same week.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that knocked steam out of Pressure.
Yeah.
But I remember at the time, Ari was telling people like, nah, this ain't no competition. Like, Chloe shit is dope, which it was, but that single was highly anticipated. And Ari's single just really came out of nowhere. Nobody was expecting it. Right. And the fact that they came out around the same time knocked the little steam out. Lionel though, come on, man. Come on, brother.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. So I mean, okay.
Unpopular opinion. I really don't fuck with this new R&B like that.
I mean, well, I feel like that's clear because unpopular opinion, SZA's Control is probably the perennial representation of this new R&B that exists.
Of the new R&B, yes.
Truly.
Yes.
Not R&B as a whole, but the new R&B that exists. I think SZA's Control is top of that list.
The last album that's sort of in the middle of the new R&B and hints of the old one is Corinne Bailey Ray's last album in 2017. That's the last one that's sort of in between.
I have not listened to Corinne Bailey Ray since 07.
I was about to say, I'm gonna need you to send me that one because I haven't listened to it yet.
Listen, watch this.
Look at Jay close to the damn.
What?
You know exactly what song I'm talking about too.
What song, Lana?
When she was in the fucking in the goddamn wheat field singing,
she was in a wheat field.
He's about to put your records on.
Oh my God!
Lana, you should be on South not even laughing at you.
Oh, that's gross.
Sue me, take me to court, take me to Judge Judy.
Take me to Judge Judy.
Unpopular opinion. The reason why Lionel don't eat ass because he don't listen to enough R&B.
Because if he was smooth enough, he not smooth enough in the.
Yo.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It seems like it works for me.
I didn't say I didn't listen to R&B. I said I don't fuck with this new
R&B. I get you.
Yeah, but the old R&B artists will also talk about how it's gay to eat ass. You gotta get with these new people though.
No, hold on. I got to stop you, baby, because you ain't heard the R&B in the 90s that was being slick nasty.
Hold on.
Can't say
so
that.
Lana, what R&B you talking about though? So I did not expect this conversation to be a parallel between eating ass and R&B music. But the more I think about it, it's there. There's something there.
It's there.
Hold on. I can take you back to the 60s. I can take you back to the 60s. At the end of I'd Rather Be With You by Bootsy Collins. I know you've heard it before.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, at the end of the song, he says, I want to stick my love in your eye.
There you go.
So you can just watch me.
Lionel, you should be able to screen shouldn't be an issue.
They always did that in R&B music. I'm telling you.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but I think that when that early 2000 wave came, I think all the You should be able to screen share.
It just says you out. It won't let me because it says you a fuck nigga for that.
All right, what did I want back into?
Because I see what Sean's point is though, because you had neo soul where they would insinuate that it was happening.
Yeah.
And they would say it in a clever way where if you didn't, this is gonna sound a little rude. If you don't read, you probably wouldn't catch it. Basically, with what neo soul was doing with stuff, because it wasn't just like splashed in your face like that. But around that time, that kind of regular R&B that should have came over from the 90s felt like it lost its way a little bit.
This is the R&B and shit that I listen to. Okay,
let's check this out.
Loves Holiday, phenomenal.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Rebirth the Slick is not an R&B song.
it's in the wrong.
It's definitely
I know.
Like, what's happening
If you
here?
think you're lonely, that's the best song in the world.
Return of the Mac.
I'm with you on Africa, but it's not R&B.
It's not R&B.
Disclaimer.
Can I Kick It?
Is not R&B.
Disclaimer. Some of these songs is in the wrong list.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
There we go. Now we have the disclaimer.
Okay,
Now we
so
can continue.
Jay, it's Africa song.
Can
Wait,
I
what?
kick it?
If I Ever Fall in Love is always phenomenal. I Need Love. Every time I turn around is awesome.
I love
Out
it.
of being alone, you was going through some things, Lon.
No pain, no pain.
Not that I agree.
Outstanding,
Yeah.
excellent.
Outstanding. Oh yeah.
Early in the morning, excellent.
Every time I hear Candy by Cameo, I just want to do the electric
This
slide.
song will be played at my party multiple times.
Okay, so I can kind of understand where his opinion comes from because he likes the older R&B style.
Caught Up in the Rapture, excellent.
And you know what? I appreciate that, which is why I got a whole playlist called Grown Ass Romance with a bunch of joints that is in that era. And my whole key to making Grown Ass Romance is none of the love songs talk about sex, but it leads to it.
You need to add the entirety of Yes Lord onto that playlist. Literally the entirety of Yes Lord needs to go on that playlist.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm just getting songs to add to my playlist.
Oh, you got Zap and the Rosa band on there? Oh my.
Okay now.
Okay.
That's in the wrong list.
I was about to say that's not. I know that one a little too much.
Too much. Just a touch of love.
Okay now.
My
Look,
Hey y'all, can I tell y'all a story real quick of how my mom got Barry White and Luther Vandross mixed up?
What?
Okay. Everybody stand back. We gotta hear this.
I definitely do.
So hold on, I gotta.
Hear this.
So my
Straight
mom
my face
came
up.
to hold on, I gotta find the right song that it was. Oh
Never
God.
keep taking over.
So here's what happened. So we went. So my mom brought my sister to like come and move in with me. And we went to this place called Dick's Wings. Dick's Wings is like the official wing sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars or whatever. So we go, and in Dick's Wings you could play like music or whatever. And earlier I forgot what we were talking about, but somehow my mom was talking about music, and she was like, yeah, that song Sexual Healing by Barry White. And I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? And I went, Barry White. I said, have you heard Barry White's voice? Now, mind you, my mom listens to a lot of old school stuff. So she hears what she says and she immediately starts laughing. So then I'm trying to think of what song comes on. I think it was actually a Marvin Gaye song. So the song that comes on, what was the name of the song? It was either a Barry White song or a Marvin Gaye song. I forgot what it was. But if you're hearing those two, you know what Barry White sounds like as soon as he comes on the track. and you know what Marvin Gaye sounds like as soon as he comes on a track. And so my mom looks at me and she starts hitting me because that's how she like gets what she's like, oh yeah, this is and again, it was one of the two. I want to say it was Marvin Gaye. She's like, yeah, this is Barry White. I said, are you just gonna guess everybody's Barry White? But also, this isn't Barry White. It's too high pitched to be Barry White. Oh my God, I was losing my mind.
Unmistakable.
I was losing my mind. I was like, I don't remember if my mom. Yeah, you better remove that shit out.
Get this nigga out of here.
Get the fuck out that shit. God damn.
Yeah, we don't. Honey Love, don't get that up out of them.
Oh yeah, let's get this nigga up out of here.
Oh, I didn't see
All
Honey
right.
Love.
All right, I have a question because it's just something I had to come to terms with as somebody who loved music in this way that I didn't think it was something I would have to come to terms with. So I give my answer. I ask the question. I'll give my answer to give y'all time. Is there any artist in the last 10 to 5 years that you have moved up not only on your top 10, but in your top 5? And I'll go first because even though she's been around for longer than 10 years, Corinne Bailey Rae has moved into my top 3. There's no artist that I listen to that lifts my being out of my body and just dance with it. And just, I don't understand what this lady does on songs. I remember seeing her in an interview where she said she didn't think people would want to hear her sing because her voice wasn't strong or wasn't raspy. And I'm thinking, we almost missed out on somebody that great because of her influences. Her influences are Aretha and people from that era. There's not a song Corinne has made since she's been around that I don't absolutely love. Every last one of them. And for all the years that I've loved music and I've have people high on this list, I didn't expect somebody, in which I was an adult in 2007. I didn't expect somebody from 2007 to not only move into the top 10, but not even top 5 now. She's top 3. And if she makes another album and the other 2 ahead of her, one of them can't make another album, she's going to keep moving up. So,
Yeah.
and then, so is there anybody, whether new artists or you yourself, have realized in the last 10 years, in the last 10, maybe 5 years, have moved into your top 5?
That's somebody who is the opposite.
Damn, who
Mine
moved
will
out?
probably be if so I basically, you know, I have war between Michael and Prince. They are always my top 2 because I listen to music, you know, for enjoyment and objectively because I love music, period. So Michael Jackson is a genius as far as how he layers his songs. Like there's this TikTok account that like plays all of his vocal tracks. You know what I'm talking about? And you be like, wow, that's amazing. But even above him right now is Mint Condition. Mint Condition is an R&B band, not a group. There are a band. Stokely, the lead singer, this nigga has technicalities that he does with his voice that are above and beyond anything I've ever heard in my life.
It is true, but whoa.
So Mint Condition is like in my top 3 right now.
Whoa.
That's a big move.
That's a good one. Damn. That's a real good one.
Like, and then it amazes me because I remember watching an interview with them. He was like, "No, we're not an R&B group. We're a band." He was like, the interview was like, "What's the difference?" He was like, "This nigga plays the drums. This nigga is the programmer. We're all singers." Now, like that's a band. Like,
and real quick, before whoever else goes, Hillary, I'm with you. Prince is at number 2 for me.
Yeah.
The only reason why there's somebody above him is because Jay made 444. And the only reason why Jay is all the way up there is because I seen Jay from Reasonable Doubt all the way up to 444. And when you get to 444 and you like examine it and you see all the visuals that he made for it, I gotta appreciate somebody like that. I got to.
So here's mine. And as I was going through, I was looking at my Spotify and I'm like, who can I even have on this? And then I saw the name and I was like, oh, duh. The Weeknd.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
The Weeknd has not made a bad album.
I'm gonna shock y'all with
The
mine,
Weeknd.
but the Weeknd is a good one.
Has not made the same album twice, even remotely. All of his albums have been different. And in my opinion, The Weeknd on Beauty Behind the Madness has one of the best back-to-back song runs I've ever heard on an album in my life. I've talked about this a few times, but legitimately, I don't think people realize how good this is. So I'm gonna go through this real quick. So you start with Real Life, which is good. Losers with Labyrinth, I wasn't really big on. Then you get to The Run. Tell Your Friends.
I love Tell Your Friends.
Phenomenal song.
Love Tell Your Friends.
Often.
Yeah,
legitimately, that was like the single, right? But wait, it gets better. Right after, so mind you, Tell Your Friends, Often, The Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. In one of my opinion, one of the best songs he's ever made.
Definitely The Hills.
Acquainted.
Yes.
Then after Acquainted, Can't Feel My Face. We're not done. Then after Can't Feel My Face, Shameless, which is probably my favorite song by him ever.
Yeah.
Then after Shameless, one of the only songs that I've listened to that was made for a movie that I was like, this is like truly incredible. Earned It.
Yeah.
And then to wrap it up, this run, In the Night, which is honestly one of the best vocal performances he does.
Okay.
You are talking about a run of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 songs
Just
on a
back to back.
14-song album. Back to back to back. That are honestly like his classics. He put out 7 classics in a row.
The only reason why that blew me back a little bit is because I would expect that answer for somebody who's maybe 17, 18, maybe up to like 23. But to have all of the knowledge from music since you've been alive up to this point, for The Weeknd to move up that high, I see you.
The Weeknd, his creative vision right now is on a whole nother fucking level.
It is.
I mean, y'all do realize that
undeniable.
Dawn FM is part 2 in a 3-part album series.
That's undeniable.
And
sure.
I am still, and here's the other thing about The Weeknd. I get that there's a message here. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm gonna be honest. I have listened to the album 1,000 times. I don't know what's going on, but I know I feel something, but I don't know what it is.
Oh man, now I want to change mine.
But legitimately, The Weeknd is, in my opinion, and even with how high as he is, even with last year being like one of the top like the most listened to Spotify artists.
Yeah.
I still think it's underrated when it comes to music as a whole. I mean, the man is just, his ability is fucking insane.
That's why it kind of.
And we're not even getting into his features. I haven't even talked about My Dear Melancholy, which has been honestly one of the most, like, you talk about an album that, or a project that is aged like fucking wine.
Like
oh my God.
I like that.
I mean,
he was before this current time with that.
The Weeknd is one of the most talented people that is out right now. Like, and is at the top of the game and truly is not even doing the best work he can.
He's like the 2000s answer to Maxwell. You remember when Maxwell came out? He was all
Lord, Maxwell.
He's like this generation's Maxwell.
But listen, The Weeknd. Listen, people shit on The Weeknd. I don't even know how you could do that at this point. But people shit on The Weeknd. he's phenomenal, and
And
like
that's
for
why-
me, like top 3, truly.
It kind of pissed me off when even though it was a part of his theme, and a lot of people didn't get it, but when they were trying to say that he had facial surgery or whatnot,
Oh yeah.
and I was like, I hope this isn't a gimmick to try to sell the album because you don't need it. You do not need it.
He does
It's
it,
part of the story.
but
It was just a part of the story.
and the funny
Yeah.
part is that we don't even realize that that's part of the narrative until after the album comes out and you go back and listen
Yep.
to After Hours, because it has a lot to do with what happened on it. See, that's the thing about The Weeknd.
Yeah.
I like the 80s. I could go on The Weeknd for forever. I'm not gonna lie to you. But his I'm gonna cut it off.
Okay.
But like truly, his creative direction and what he's doing, he's making a fucking movie and no one is even paying attention. And it's insane. Because After Hours was a movie in and of itself. It was an 80s horror movie.
Oh yeah.
From start to finish. And Dawn FM is like the more modern horror stuff. Like the A24 type of movies. So I don't know what he's gonna do next.
Yeah,
but I'm fucking excited.
I give you The Weeknd.
Yeah, The Weeknd's in my top 3.
Who next on that top list?
For me?
No.
Oh, I'm about to say, I'm like, you want me to go through mine? Like, I want to be done because I don't want to go into that.
I actually have 2. I have one that entered my top 100 list, surprisingly. And I have one that I'm going back and forth with putting at number 5. So the one I wanted to put at number 5, or I have put at number 5, is Juice WRLD. I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, fill me in. School me.
I'm gonna tell you why.
School me.
The thing that captivated me about Jay-Z and Lil Wayne and a lot of those artists back in the day who we consider the greats, everyone said they didn't write. It just straight out the head. And every time I watch the Juice WRLD interview and they ask him to freestyle, they're throwing words at him. Boom, he's saying it. He reminds me so much of King Los, but he knows how to sell records.
Oh.
And it's like, he even pivoted the newer generation and that's gonna be the person who entered my top 100, Youngboy. But he kind of pivoted the new generation more towards being open and expressing your feelings, because he was the first person who, on tracks, repeatedly would let people know, yes, I'm addicted to Percocets, I'm addicted to pills, and I know I need to stop. Yeah. And it's like, his story is just so raw and his talent was raw to match it. And it's like, we haven't seen something like that, just pure raw talent who can sell records and who can give you the bars in a long time, in my opinion.
I can dig it.
You know what? I won't put him in my top 5 because I typically try to avoid
because it's like
with past in my top 5 because it's hard to compare what's there. But I respect it because I truly think that Juice WRLD was a talent that we didn't even see like the beginnings of.
I'm gonna have to get into it. Get into it.
Yeah, that's why I was trying, because I actually never listened to him.
Yeah,
not because I just wasn't interested. I just didn't get around to his genre at all. So.
I know that what I know about him is he influenced a kind of short wave of rappers like that whole Lil Pump and like all of them guys and that he influenced that style. He led that. I do know that much. So now I gotta get back into it.
Yeah,
his influence is still felt. I do understand that. When you
he
go and listen, you'll listen and you'll go, damn. He truly was a legend. Like he really was. I hate to put that on him at so young, but I mean,
man, you can see where his career was going. It's like
his death bothers me. His death bothers me.
The Other Side, Shadows. He had so many. It is like,
and a highly intelligent individual too, and a very musically inclined person. Yeah. When you listen to him talk, watch his Nardwuar interview. You'll learn a lot from him with his Nardwuar interview because just not even what Narwhal says, but like based on the way that he responds to stuff, you could tell he's a very like he enjoyed music and he loved music and he wanted to display that in his music.
Like I remember his best friend was talking about it. He was like, man, we'll be in the studio from 6 a.m. and we'll be like, all right, man, we about to go to sleep. And Juice is like, okay. We wake up at like 1 a.m. the next day and we like, what you got? And he's got like 6 different versions of the same song. And it's like
I got a story for that, but I gotta hear Lionel's one before I get into, because this may be another question that I hope to not be that long, but I wanna hear Lionel's on this.
I was hoping y'all niggas skipped over me.
There ain't no skipping. You gotta answer that one. Come on,
no. Reverse.
One of the hosts.
Reverse the skip.
Draw 4.
Who?
Everybody else
said draw 4.
Everybody else drops 4 on top of your draw 4.
That's why I'm saying you gotta get something.
Reverse.
Reverse. It's a stack of reverses.
I got nothing but draw 4s in my hand, so keep playing draw 4. I got you.
Or you know what? Honestly, if it hadn't changed, that could be it too. But what is the reason? It's the reason that nobody has really influenced you or changed your influence, or you're just not stepping out there anymore.
Well, what about that one that you said dropped out? Because you also said that too.
You did say that. That's a good point.
Easy. Okay, so of course everybody know my top 3. It's the K's: Kendrick, Kanye, and Craig. Wayne was 4. Wayne is not 4 anymore. I can't listen to the Carter 2, the Carter 3, Sorry for the Wait, and No Ceilings Forever. Like
I was just gonna say before you even explain, I agree already.
Have you heard the song he has with Kendrick?
On the Carter 5?
Yeah.
Yes.
What did you think of that?
That's why he's not in the top.
Oh, damn.
Like Kendrick can't bring everybody out the mud. I'm just
okay, all right. We don't have to go that far with it.
Damn.
But what I was to say is, quick unpopular opinion. I don't think Wayne's in the top 10 anymore. I truly do. I think over time, I think it's fallen, and I think that
it's hard to be fair to him about it because he's been in the game for so long.
I get it.
So is Jay-Z. So is Kanye.
But so much talent came before and after.
I get it, but just hear me out. You had the Carter 2, Carter 3, like what was it? The Drought.
I don't want to hear this. Is why I don't want to hear that argument.
This is why I don't want to hear that argument.
Because since Beyonce has been solo, even with Destiny's Child as a group, it's never been a year where she didn't win a Grammy. And she's been in the game for about 25 years. There's never been a time where
Jay-Z, Kanye, MF Doom was in the game that long. I mean, you got fucking Wu-Tang members who've been in the game that long that's still putting out because solid shit.
Meth is still giving you bars.
Ghostface still exists.
Raekwon.
What you mean where?
Where?
Go listen to the last thing he put out was called The Lost Tapes. Lost Tapes was fucking phenomenal.
So Wayne is out of the top 5.
He's out of the top 10 for me. I don't have him top 10.
He's like 7. Like he's not getting into the playoff. He'll get a New Year's 6.
I can't put him in.
I think him out.
I think there's a level of he put out too much garbage. You put out so much music that a lot of it is garbage.
But Sean,
stop it.
But Sean, look
at
funny for me.
Look at what was happening though.
Stop it.
Sean, look at what was happening though. Not Young Money, that's his label. Cash Money was starting to fall apart. He had to put out that many songs to keep them afloat. When he first entered the scene with Fireman and all of that, he had to drop his best work early on. There was no I can sit on this and think about it and change it later. He had to drop all his best work early on.
But let me ask you this, because this is something that I had to realize personally. do you think he just experienced burnout? Because I
Yeah.
didn't even know it was possible
Yeah.
until this shit happened to me.
I would
Yeah,
also
but-
like to point out Wayne has gone on record and said like, oh, it takes me like weeks now to create something because I
Yeah.
don't want to say the same thing multiple times. Yet I could
Exactly.
find about 1,000 same of the metaphors
Yeah.
he used. And
Yeah.
You know how
Yeah.
many times he had to
repeated
tell
and
him change
It
up
repeated
was
what
a
else
and
the
different.
fuck he got
repeated
tired of
It
and
was
that,
a.
repeated.
son.
It
He
was a
got
different
tired of that.
time. It was a different time, man.
Yeah,
Using way too many there.
I was
He had
tired
to
of
start
it.
using P words.
I was tired. I gotta start using P word.
No, he said Weezy. You know, he'll say Weezy F baby,
Oh,
the
the
Elvis
Weezy
for
F
whatever.
baby, yeah.
He had to
Phenomenal.
start saying P word. Weezy F baby, the Elvis for
I
phenomenal.
mean, he
But
started
that
an
was start with
entire
a P.
he started an entire discourse in the English language about real
He
G's
did,
moving
yo.
silence like lasagna because that is not a
Yeah.
silent G.
So look, this other question, and I'm gonna make this quick because normally I ramble about it, but I'm not gonna do it. And this one should be a quick answer for everybody else. The musical experience that will stay with you forever, whether it's something you watched, whether it's you was at at a concert, whether it was something you listened to, one thing musically that you think will stay with you forever, no matter what. The
That's
one for me, and y'all have seen me talk about it before because I just can't stop. Esperanza Spalding did an album called Exposure. And for Exposure, she had a live stream on Facebook for 77 consecutive hours, nonstop. The stream never stopped. And what you got to see was the build up from each song, like from the writing to the melody. She herself played bass. You get to see Robert Glasper came in on the piano. You got to
Woo.
see, yeah, you got to see you got to see Layla Hathaway come in and do vocals. And we watched this for 77 straight hours. And one of the more remarkable things about it wasn't even the music. The comment section had no negativity for 77 hours. People will fall asleep. They would tell the rest of the group, they would tell the rest of the stream, yo, I enjoyed my time with y'all. Of course, I enjoyed my time with Esperanza and everybody. I'm about to go to sleep. I'll catch y'all in 5 or 6 hours, whatever. Everybody say goodnight to that person. That you come back on the next day, you come back on the next day, and you back in the family with everybody. 77 hours. We watch her go to a room in the studio, go to sleep for like 4 or 5 hours while they mix and master the stuff for that day. By the second day, she sold out. And here's the unique thing. Here's the unique thing about selling out. She only pressed 7,777 copies, all physical. This album is not digital. You can't get it digital. And she sold out every single copy on the second day. That is an experience that I haven't gotten from anybody else, and I know I'm not gonna get from anybody else.
Do you have that album?
That's dope.
Side note.
You know what? I'm gonna say this, and I feel bad about it. It's the first time I'm saying it publicly. When the album came out, and of course, not all of us got it. Somebody dropped a link,
Mm.
and I just couldn't resist because some of the songs that I heard the building of and the final product of, I needed them to go with me because I was also at a really bad time at like personally at that time. And I I feel bad that I have it, but every time I go to it, I'm right back in that live stream.
Yeah.
It was such a beautiful
Yeah.
moment.
That's fair.
That's
I
dope.
don't know if I had a musical experience like that.
I mean, I didn't have anything
Right,
like
yeah,
that,
this
but
nigga-
I
That's
do
what
have
Breathing
everything
for the
we
rest of
got.
us. Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna have that, but I do have mine, and it's gonna be weird because I don't talk about this album ever.
If you say money store, I'm putting your ass in the fucking waiting room.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying money store. I'm not saying money store. Mac Miller's Good AM album.
Oh,
So
yes.
here's the thing.
Yes.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
I know the album is not that great.
No, it is, but
But-
oh,
Well, okay. So first off, I think watching movies with the sound off is the best
the
album
one.
he's put out.
It's
I
the
mean,
one.
just phenomenal. Like
it's the one.
that was where I found Mac Miller.
It's the
And
one.
Lionel's looking at me like this because he's like, I have never heard you
Stupid.
talk about this album. But legitimately, when I go back to when I listened to this album for like the month I listened to it,
Mhm.
it was like an out of body experience. And it's weird.
Love
And
it.
the thing about it is, I think what got me the most about it is the fact that you could really feel Mac Miller trying to get sober.
That's true.
Try, and you felt the journey throughout, and
That's
him transitioning from this drug head, you know, like very talented, but like, I mean, he was looking like he was going to die by like 22,
Yeah.
Pretty
to
much.
this enlightened, wise, musically gifted, trying to spread a message. That album has so much good energy around it. I can't even explain it. But when I go back and I think about listening to that album, like turning it on and hearing those first notes of Brand Name, it
Right.
puts me in another place. And it's weird because I don't
Absolutely.
hold that album to be that high. But when I think about an album that I listened to that gave me like, that was more than just an album, it was an experience, it's 110% Mac Miller's Good AM.
I ain't mad
110%.
I ain't mad at that.
I'm gonna go with a song.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Papa Was a Rolling Stone. Not the single version. Not the single version.
That long
The
ass
movie
11-minute
version?
song.
Ended version. No, the 9-minute version.
Oh, you want the
Okay.
11-minute version?
Okay.
Oh, hell
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. That's the only one I listen to. Truthfully.
Okay.
Because you got to get the bass line.
Oh, yeah.
You
The
got-
build up is something I need in songs. Like songs that are at my
Yes.
top, I need that build up.
Yes.
One of key side note, I know it's gonna piss Lionel off, but one of the reasons I love the Money Store so much, a lot of build up. Anyway, continue.
Build up the bullshit.
You can call build up bullshit. Jays, have you listened to the Money Store before?
I don't think so. No.
Death Grips the Money Store? Okay.
Look, listen, you can come back. Go listen to a random song off that album and then come back to me.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna let y'all know what it
If
is.
JE
Okay.
if JE can get behind it, so can I.
The
The
only
Money
okay,
Store.
I'm gonna say one thing though. I'm gonna say one thing. The only song I do not want you to listen to for the first time, because you can listen to all of them on there, but there's one that I'm not big on. Fuck that. I don't like fuck that much.
Okay.
Go
Out
listen
of
to
all
Death
of the
Grips Money
songs on
Store.
there, listen to any other ones on there besides fuck that. And if you come back and say it's trash, I'm
So-
not
And
gonna.
if y'all fuck with it, I'll get
So-
behind it.
So songs like Punk Wait, Bitch Please,
Punk Wait is my favorite,
Double
personally.
Double Helix. Okay.
Phenomenal.
I see what you. I'm
Punk
gonna
Wait, yeah.
check them out.
Take a break, JE's, real quick. 3 minutes. Go ahead. Come back.
No,
It's
like
imperative.
truly, no, like really
It's
go
imperative.
go listen to Punk Wait. Like if you're gonna pick one, go listen to Punk Wait.
Go do it and come back. Like we'll wait for you. It's
Okay.
important.
Hold on, I'll pause. Okay.
We're losing time.
Did you say Little House of Horrors was trash? Little Shop of Horrors, I'm sorry.
Little
Dude,
Shop of Horrors is not trash.
It's trash because you made me watch it so much.
I love Little Shop
This
of
is
Horrors.
fucking phenomenal.
No.
Little Shop of Horrors,
No.
The Princess Bride,
Yes.
Dope.
Amazing.
Pet Cemetery, all of
Oh
the
no,
fuck-
listen, let me tell you something. I recently made the comment that this is a really touchy. So I was talking about it with my friends. Now that I'm older and have known how it feels to lose a child, I can 100% relate with that.
I just want you to know I put him in the waiting room for that.
100%.
I put him in the
Not,
waiting
like,
room
if
for
you-
that.
like put it in your shoes, like even a loved one. I can 100% relate with that nigga. Hey, it's a burial
Word.
ground up there. If you put them in there, they'll come back. Something in you, like in that grief, you'll be like, you know what?
No.
They gonna finna
Now that
go.
we back though, Sean, I do have opinions on this.
I
one
know
that
your
I just
chicken
listened
nugget eating ass didn't just put me in the way.
I 100% did. 100% did. And you know why I
to.
did it?
Yeah, he did it.
And you know
He
why I
did it
did it?
really
Because you
quick.
said
Really
Little Shop of Horrors is trash, which whatever,
Ain't no way.
whatever it is. But then you turned around and said Princess Bride was
Princess
trash.
Bride.
Well, ain't
Yeah,
nothing wrong with you, bro.
We
The
ain't
Princess
doing
Bride
that.
is a fucking classic, and it should have won an Academy Award.
You want to know, since we on it, you want to know another movie that's trash? And I need y'all to hear me out for real. You guys heard.
No,
Oh yeah. And
There was drug dealers.
that's a given. That's a given.
That's-
I mean,
yeah.
and they drug dealers.
There was actual drug. There was moving dope all night. And got jumped for the
But
dope.
yo, I want to get to this song though. After I was told what other people's opinion on this song is, that Sean wanted me to listen to.
So for the record, the name of the song was called "It's Punk Wait" by the Death Grips.
Very ghetto.
Yes,
0
Punk
stars.
Wait. It is a joint that came out in what is this? 2012. 2012. Now,
He gonna let me down. I already see it.
Because it's trash.
Look.
Sean. It's trash.
I already see it coming. Go ahead, James.
look,
Hit me with it.
because I don't know what Lionel and Hillary is gonna think about this, but I enjoyed Kanye West's Yeezus. So listening to this,
Oh, okay.
I'm 100% with it. I fucks with it.
I really
fucks with it.
Get down with it.
I fucks with
Really?
it kind of heavy.
So listen
it-
to that album. Listen to that album.
The
That
distortion.
album,
It's
album is the juice that leaks out of the garbage truck.
Phenomenal.
It sounds like
Friday
just-
Eve.
just that song alone will fall in the category of experimental.
Yes, it was experimental.
And-
Yes, 100%.
So that
100%.
it gave as soon as the drop came in, I thought Yeezus, but I also got a hint of System of a Down, Chop Suey a little bit in there. So I fuss with it.
So
fucks
you,
with it.
Listen to that album. It is my favorite album of all time.
Hey,
listen to that album.
But also I listen to like death metal and stuff like that too. So
Same.
I mean,
my palate is
Yeah,
pretty,
like-
pretty.
like remember that show on Adult Swim, Metalocalypse?
That flop. Yes,
I didn't know.
I love them. I
Alright,
love them.
So I didn't know they was making actual music until I listened to the music. I was like, yo, I fucked with this shit.
So it's funny
Yeah.
you say Adult Swim because I was going to tell you, because you listened to Death Grips before then. Do you remember the song where they had the black guy with the kind of fucked up hair and he was in the car and there was like the TV static behind him and he's screaming
No
and he's screaming guillotine?
Did he also have like a series of commercials though, like 3 or 4 of them?
That's Death
Or am I
Grips.
thinking about somebody else?
You might be thinking about the same person, but that's Death Grips. That's MC Ride of Death
Wow.
Grips.
I'd rather watch
Okay.
Squid Village.
All right. So okay, so that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
Cool.
So listen to that
I thought
album
so.
and then come back and tell me that ain't some of the best shit you
Gotta
ever
get to
listened
that
to.
We done with
I'm
this now?
telling you.
We done with this now?
You just mad because you just because you said if J.E. says it's cool, I'm gonna give it a shot.
I
Yo.
And then what
I
happened?
still got Hillary, and I
What
still
happened?
I still
What
got
happened?
Hillary,
Yo,
and I got.
look,
he-
I
he
still
doesn't
listen
like
to-
boys.
I still listen to the soundtrack from Scott Pilgrim versus
Phenomenal.
the world. Like
Phenomenal.
that soundtrack is dope.
Yeah. The movie and the
Whoa,
soundtrack,
wait. The what?
the movie and
See, I think this is a perfect stopping point for part 2 next week.
okay.
Then do that.
That's fair.
Do
That's
that.
fair.
Put a pin
So
in
next week we talking everything except music.
Yeah, pretty much because we literally spent this entire time talking about music.
So
But I didn't
That's-
expect
that's
anything different, to be honest, though.
I
so
get it.
all you gonna see us next week for part 2. I'm Lionel, that's Sean, that's J.E.'s, that's Hillary. Cool. On the
It's
way he went.
Always
Y'all-
late, so we're just gonna have to end it without him.
So we will see y'all next week. Also, happy birthday to me.
Yes, happy birthday to Lionel. Happy birthday, Lionel.
This is
I'm
a
gonna be an
Chucky
arrogant
Beat
motherfucker.
production.
Yep, yep.